I'm Denise Thomas, your debt-free college coach. I recently answered this question for a popular news outlet. What's different in college admissions now than just over a year ago or many years ago? Well, there are a lot of weird things going on in the age of COVID, and those weird things do have an impact on college admissions. I want to talk specifically about taking the ACT and SAT exams. These are high stakes exams that have been in place for decades. Parents are under the mistaken impression that all colleges and universities have gone test optional. But what is test optional and why should you care? Test optional in college admissions is an option the student has to submit or not submit their ACT and SAT scores for college admissions decisions. What they are saying is that if the student chooses to not submit their test scores, the college will use the remainder of the application in deciding whether or not to accept that student for college admissions. Pre-COVID, only 10% of the more than 4,000 four-year colleges and universities in the U.S. were test optional. Now, with the testing difficulties during early COVID and with cancellations due to fear, local ordinances, and not enough testing proctors, about another 10 to 20% are test optional for a specific application year, a total of about 30%. But you need to understand why some college admissions were test optional in the first place. Originally, it was never about you. With online testing difficulties, it's only partially about you. Parents should know that one of the criteria that contributes to the college rankings is the average incoming freshman ACT and SAT test score. College rankings are pretty much a popularity contest. There is no independent authority ranking colleges on educational quality and student outcomes. Let me repeat that. There is no independent authority ranking colleges on educational quality and student outcomes. But parents who don't know that put value in the U.S. News and World Report college ranking system. So colleges make changes like this to affect their ranking. So, what does being a test optional college do for their rankings? Think about it. The only students not submitting their test scores are those with average or below average scores for that particular school. A college can't report what they don't receive. With lower scores not being reported, this significantly increases their average incoming freshman test score. Sure, there are some students who don't test well but have a great GPA. And let's face it, during early COVID, there were a lot of problems with online testing. Keep in mind, at most colleges, test optional is only for admissions. Most still require scores for merit-based scholarships. So if you're looking for scholarship money, and that's the bottom line for this program, take the exams. There will be more opportunities to take the exams this year than ever before to try to make up for the early problems. Another assumption or rumor going around is that some schools are going to no longer accept ACT and SAT scores, essentially going test blind for admissions within the next 5 years or so. Let me explain. This is not set in stone. It is a discussion. And although there was one lawsuit surrounding these exams, I don't believe for a minute it will remain that way. Second, and more importantly, is the discussion to create their own exams for those schools. What this means to your teen is that if your teen plans to apply to those schools and others, they will have to take both those special school exams and the ACT or SAT. This will increase the cost and the preparation for these students. ACT and SAT are not going anywhere. Be prepared, practice test taking strategies, and study. Take these exams early and often. If you know someone who needs to hear this, share it. If you want more valuable information, check out the show notes. If you don't have a mentor to walk you through the high school to college process, let's chat. I'm Denise Thomas, your debt-free college coach, and this is Debt Free Degree.